A lot can change in 12 months, I tell you that. It's actually crazy to think 12 months ago, I was purely focused on bodybuilding, doing whatever it took to get as big as I could, getting as conditioned as possible, taking steroids, doing whatever I had to do to turn pro. I wanted to be a men's physique pro, and that was my goal for the last 6-7 years. And back in 2024, it was my last ever show. It was the last time I said to myself, if I didn't get first place, and if I didn't get that pro card, that was the end of it. Because for me, I was only getting older. I'm 32 now, coming up for 33. I didn't have that same drive I once did have when I was younger, where I was willing to do whatever it took. I had a wife here in Australia, just me and her, no one else. We've now got a baby coming in the way in July. For me, it is a big, big change. So bodybuilding started to disappear a wee bit for me. I kind of fell out of love with it, which is hard to say because I'd done weight training for so long. It literally was my whole life. I still train athletes all the time. I've got athletes competing this year. But for me, I no longer had that drive of being an IFBB pro. So I made the decision to step away from the stage, step away from taking steroids. I've actually been off all steroids for the last 8 months now, completely clear, no TRT, nothing. It's a big change, but I'm a lot fitter. I'm a lot happier. I feel strong and I feel happy. That's the main thing, okay? And that is why I've decided to change my whole goal in personal life to focus more on Hyrox, because Hyrox isn't necessarily about your physique. It's not about being the strongest person. It's not about being the most conditioned person. It's all down to time. You being the fastest that you can be, beating your time every single time. You don't have any judges telling you, oh, you weren't good enough, you need to improve in this. The only thing you need to improve on is being faster, getting through that circuit as quick as possible. And for Hyrox, I feel like that is what I want to focus on. I want to be fitter, I want to be stronger, and I want to enjoy the process without feeling limited with family life, my relationship with my wife, or going out with my friends and that for maybe something to eat, a couple of drinks. Bodybuilding really is a lot of sacrifice. You have to sacrifice a lot of stuff in order to compete at the highest level. And like I said, for me, it was a big change. Now, not only that, the other big thing that came into the picture was moving to Australia. A lot of people think moving to Australia is amazing. And yes, it is. Once you get here, once you get here and you get landed in your feet, it is absolutely amazing. I've got such an incredible life here. I've built up one incredible business. I've got a beautiful wife. And like I said, we've got a beautiful baby on the way as well. But moving here was probably one of the most challenging things I have ever done, mentally and emotionally. We've currently been dealing with a family member who has been re-diagnosed with cancer, which has been absolutely heartbreaking for me and my wife. I recently lost my best companion, my dog, which for most people, if you don't have a dog, you'll not really understand this, but I was absolutely heartbroken. He left me yesterday. It was the last time I'll ever see him, and still trying to deal with that. It's been very, very hard. Moving to a different country with no friends. All my friends are back in Scotland. I had a massive friend group back in Scotland. So now moving here with no friends was very challenging. I brought my car over from the UK. Within 6 months of living here, the engine blew. I had to pay $12,000 to get the engine rebuilt. It's been nothing but a nightmare to begin with. But with every hurdle, there's always going to be a positive in our end. And this year has been a lot more positive. We've got a lot of big things coming up. Like I said, my first Hyrox. I'm now the healthiest, fittest and happiest I've ever been. Baby on the way, and a hell of a lot more is to come. But I'm going to take you through more of my journey. I want to explain more of my life, and every single video going forward, I'll go into more depth because I don't want to bore you all today. But we are here in Australia. We're going to get a big workout in today. So we're going to head to Culture, get after the big weight training session, and I'll see you there. Right, so we're going to get into a weight-based session today. So I have said, obviously, depending on what sport you're doing, even if you're doing Hyrox, I think it's very important you still keep some sort of weight-based sessions in. So most of my training isn't necessarily going to be bodybuilding style anymore. It's mainly going to be focusing on a lot more big compound movements, staying within that sort of 5 to 8 rep range, okay? So we're going to be doing a bit of chest press, sort of military press, but they've got a good machine version in here. Sort of back machines, a wee bit of arms, etc. We'll run through it all. I'll go through the reps and that, and we'll get after it. For me right now is pretty much hold as much size as possible. I have had to slim down slightly for this Hyrox because at the end of the day, you need to be a wee bit lighter to be faster, but I refuse to be a skinny wee runner. So I'm still doing a lot of weight-based sessions, like I said, keep my size, keep my strength there, especially with a lot of the movements in Hyrox. For example, your sledge push, your wall balls, it all transitions, so you need to be strong to get those movements done. You don't want to just be fast. It's okay being fast around your kilometers, but if you're not strong enough, you're never going to move any of those movements. Here, basically we're doing 3 sets of between 5 and 8 reps, and then we'll do 1 back off set of 20 reps. So set number 2. Another thing I was saying earlier about why I left bodybuilding, because I didn't really go into too much depth of it, but the main reason for me was after I competed in 2024, I felt like I had potential of turning pro, but I just was not big enough. And for me to get to that pro level, I was going to require a big off season, ideally 2 to 3 years. And for me, that would take me to about 35 years old. I just didn't want to push that extent anymore, especially at that age. Wanted to focus on longevity, my family coming, and just continuing to grow my business. That's all I wanted. So that's the main reason I finished bodybuilding, and the main reason I went into Hyrox, because like I said, there's less pressure in terms of being judged on your physique. There's less pressure of not being able to have a social life or go out with your partner and enjoy your life. And for me, that matters more now. I want to continue to scale the business as it's going, but just enjoy myself at the same time. I think another thing a lot of people don't talk about when you are competing, and again, I'm not trying to shit on bodybuilding. I honestly love bodybuilding. It has built my business. It's built who I am, and I love training people and coaching people to step on stage. The one subject a lot of people do not talk about is the emotional stress. I've been through so many preps in the UK and Australia, and some of the ones in the UK were some of the worst times of my life, genuinely. And I don't mean about my surroundings, I mean mentally up here. It fucked me up. And I think a lot of people need to realise that long term, it's probably not the best for your mental health. I mean, if you're in a situation where it's just you, you'll probably cope well. But if you're surrounded, like I said, with a big friend group or a great relationship with your partner, and she's obviously taking the back end of all your stress. For example, me being in Australia with Karen, she took a lot of the brunt of my stress. So she had to deal with me being in mood swings and me just being selfish for about 12 months, and it's hard to watch that. So that's one thing to consider if you are looking to do the bodybuilding route. Just be considerate, or just consider your surroundings and your loved ones. I think one thing that can really improve your wall balls is overhead pressing. Whether you do dumbbell press, military press, this machine which I absolutely love, or what I've been doing is kettlebell work, but building up strength and endurance in your shoulder press and not just hitting out 5 to 8 reps, but we're talking high reps here, so between 15 to 20 reps, 3 sets, build up that volume, that intensity, and that will transition into you doing wall balls over and over again. Think about it. So put more time into these sort of movements as well. Don't just go into the gym and do a bodybuilder workout and expect that to transition into Hyrox. It won't work. So I've still been dealing with a wee bit of hip flexor pain. I don't know if any of you are watching me or following me on Instagram. I basically pulled my hip flexor, overstretched it, and my physio thinks it's pretty much down to me doing too much work too quick. For example, 3 months ago, I was doing maybe 5 to 7.5 kilometers per week. Within 2 to 3 months after that, I started doing 25 to 35 kilometers. I went way too fast, put too much load on it, and I've injured it. But that ain't stopping me. I've got about 3.5 weeks till Hyrox. If it means I do the Hyrox event and just go all out and then injure myself at the end of it, I'll do it. I don't care, I'm doing it. One more set of this one, so like I said, high volume, try and push it out. The aim is just to blow up the shoulders. We're not looking at getting necessarily strong, it's just building up fatigue management. Strip this one, so take one plate off. Other plate off. Ten reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Cooked them. A wee bit back down here, T-bars. So with the Hyrox coming up, a couple of videos ago, I said I wasn't going to put stress on myself in terms of a time. And I just want to go and enjoy it, but at the same time, I really want to try and get, I would say under 75 minutes. Now, ideally, if I can get under 60 minutes, unbelievable. But I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. So under 75 minutes will be amazing. Ideally, my main goal is once I can get under 60 minutes in the open class, I'll then move up to the pro. I don't see the point in people that move up to the pro division when they can't even get a sub 60 in the open division. So that's the plan, sub 60 in the open, and then we'll move up to that pro category. Now we're going to go into a wee bit of T-bar rows here. So again, this one's going to be more strength focused, 5 to 8 reps. I'm just going to start light because this machine is heavy. Now, like I was saying, when it comes to movements, you have to think about movement patterns that are going to transition into what you do at Hyrox. For example, back rows, whether it's a T-bar row or a seated row like this, think about a sledge pull. Most of the work is going to be going through your legs, so your hamstrings, glutes, and then your back. Skier, a lot of lat work. People think it's arms, but it's a lot of lat work, and then a wee bit of hinging. Chest press, that's more going to be for like push-ups, so like your burpees, wall balls, and then military presses transitioning into wall balls, etc. The movements need to make sense. You can't just come in and do, like I said, a bodybuilding workout and just expect to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's only going to make you heavier. You want to get stronger, not necessarily bigger. Focus on strength-based movements, compound lifts, and get fucking strong for your movements. We're going to go into 3 sets of between 5 and 8 with this one, and then we'll go into pull-ups and dips. Doing this movement especially, whether it's a machine or a cable, a lot of thoracic spine flexion like so. Try and keep your chest tall, chest up, back in a nice neutral position. The aim is to pull with your elbows, not your wrists, okay? So tuck the elbows down, chest up, pull it into the hip, like so. Allowing for that scapula, so your shoulder blades to open up, big stretch. Tuck the elbows in, squeeze and relax nice and tight. Can't be a Hyrox athlete until you can get a sub 60 in the pro division, which is very true because the open class is a lot easier in terms of weights. Your kettlebells, your lunges, your sledge push and pull, all a lot lighter than the pro division. So for me, this first show is just about sussing out what I'm good at, what I'm shit at. I'll improve from there. I'll have about 4 months until the Perth show, or the Perth comp, sorry. And then that's where I'll probably try and test my boundaries and see if I can do the pro division. I want to be an athlete at the end of the day. I'm training like one. I'm putting in stupid amounts of time into my bike work, my running, strength-based and Hyrox. I want to be one of the best eventually. And as much as I didn't get my pro card, I'll fucking make sure I get this sub 60 one day. Trust me. Oh, fuck. Now, I do want to say, again, thank you everyone that has been supporting the channel. If you have not already, please make sure you are subscribed. We're going to be doing a lot more training like this, so weight training, Hyrox training, but I'm also going to start doing some vlogging, take you through a day of the life, what I eat in a day, my cardio, my recovery, everything. We are going to be documenting this full year, 12 months of content, nailing it, okay? So follow along for the journey, subscribe, and comment below if there's anything you want to see as well. The one thing I was talking about earlier on was obviously the whole bodybuilding side of things and coming off all performance enhancements. Now, a lot of people don't believe you when you say things like that, but for me, I fully came off everything. And it wasn't because I was doing Hyrox. For me, I wanted to build up a family, and I know a lot of people like to say you don't need to come off tests to have kids. That might be true, but for me, I felt like if I wasn't doing bodybuilding, and I always promised myself this, if I wasn't doing bodybuilding, I wasn't going to take PEDs. I didn't see the purpose. I wasn't doing it to go on holiday to Ibiza and look good. I was doing it to grow and grow and grow and try and turn pro, and that didn't happen. So I came off it, and honestly, I'm glad I done it. I genuinely am glad I took them over all those years, because it helped me build up my knowledge on them, understand them, and help my clients. But at the same time, I'm also glad I'm off them. Because one thing I'm fucking fed up with was pinning that ass every single week. Pain in the ass. But honestly, don't just jump into steroids, okay? Be smart about what you're doing with your training. Focus on actually improving your training performance first. You're eating, eat smart, improve your lifestyle, and then if you want to go down that road, go for it. But I certainly won't be ever again. I'm glad where I am. My natural test is coming back up, and I feel fucking good. So what we're doing here, 5 sets, 5 reps of pull-ups, 5 reps of 5 pull-ups, 5 dips, 5 rounds. One. So like I was saying, totally different than just bodybuilding stuff, man. Strength performance, then a wee bit of endurance work in terms of back and forward, 5 sets, pull-ups, dips, no rest. The shoulder endurance with the shoulder press, we're trying to mix it up. It has to be a mixture of strength and endurance, not just muscle building, okay? Or hypertrophy as you call it. Now we're going to finish off with 2 more movements. This one, core bracing, so hanging leg raises, and then I don't actually know what I'm going to do for the second one. We'll maybe do weighted crunches or something. We'll jump into it in a sec. Right, so finishing off, we're going to do hanging leg raises or knee raises, depending on how your legs are feeling. If they feel fatigued, do knee raises. Good, do 12 to 15 of them, and then a clean with a kettlebell. And then we'll go from there, and that'll be us. Let's get it. So 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps, hanging leg raises, and then into 12 clean each side. Now shout out to my good friend Jamie Bridges, who's trying to help me with these at the moment. Kettlebell work. One thing I was doing wrong with these was when I was coming up for a clean, I was swinging it out and the kettlebell would slam onto my forearm. He taught me to keep it nice and tight. So don't comment if these aren't the best. I'm still learning, okay? So 2 feet behind, open up. Think about your thumb coming up to your butthole to begin with. Keep it close. Oh, left side's harder, man. Way harder. Oh. That left side's so much harder. Fuck. Right, everyone, so a great session yet again, more weight-based like I said. Thank you everyone that has watched to the end of this video. Like I said, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm putting a lot of time, effort and money into growing this YouTube this year. We've got a lot more events coming up. We're going to be doing the Hyrox event, like I said, for Brisbane. We've got Perth. I've also got a half marathon coming up and a lot more vlogging. So stay tuned if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.